Hello, 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 hello. Everyone, I say hello. See, souls of the correct skill 2d6 plus 2. Difficulty of 10 to produce. So, question is, how much food value do I get for it? Okay, 14. Get. Oh! That's a little girl's stuffed animal. Where is the child? There she is. Frogger, the girl snatches the stuffed animal from you and showers it with hugs and kisses. Then she turns towards you, but instead of giving you a hug, she dashes past you and throws her arms around Roland's waist. The old warrior looks startled at a sudden show of affection. Alright, girl, you've had your frog back. There's proper work to be done now. Girl steps back. Frogger says thank you. Glad to help. Despite the squalor surrounding the girl, she's now smiling ear to ear. Frogger is glad to be back. Hey, do you want to play a game? Alright. It's a rhyme. All the kids in my street play it. Or at least we used to, I guess. She hesitates for a moment before proceeding with the renewed vigor. The movements are left, left, both. Which is forward, maybe? Right, both, skip. Left, left, both, right, both, skip. Clapping him with a left, left, both, right, both, skip. Just say them after me. You and Marissa proceed to repeat the pattern. This time the girl begins to recite a rhyme. Left, left, both, right, both, skip. Beware, beware, don't dare to sleep. It brings you dreams of ebb and flow, of churning seas and deepful steep, and waves that lay the mountains low. But fear the mother most of all, awake before you hear her bell. 1,000 young will hear her call, and that was how the giants fell. Then it cuts into superior hazard. Where did you learn such a superstitious bilge? Marissa looks up to Dorina with a startled look. All the children were doing it, I thought. Dorina's face softened slightly. I don't think it's fitting, my girl. Certainly not now. Souls, let's be on our way. Huh. Yeah, that's a pretty grim-sounding, Man, that does not look good. A lot of people in triage. No, well. If I can pet Doggo, things can't be that bad. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? Ah, the Chamberlain. The man before you has the look of a high-ranking imperial bureaucrat. However, there is little pomp left in him now. His robes are ragged, his cheeks hollow, his spectacles cracked. He mumbles to himself as he desperately pores over stacks of papers and maps. Clear your throat. He looks at you with a start. What's this then? More mouths to feed? Or by some miracle, do you come laden with supplies, medicine, and men-at-arms? Dorina gives the man a strict look. Marcus, we're in no position to turn allies away. Common courtesy will go a long way. Careful, little man. I'm gonna say nothing. Man sighs and sinks further back in his seat. Forgive me, I'm not myself. The world seems to be coming undone, and I'm left holding the pieces. Can you catch them for me? Please? Are you kidding me? Sorry, Pokemon Go has all of a sudden kicked off here because apparently there's a bunch of the Pokestops that I need. No, but I'm still loading, so... Oh, I see what you're talking about, yeah. There's no way I'm gonna make it in time. Unless you want to take mine and walk out there. I figured it. I appreciate... Oh, hey, there's an Electabuzz. I see an Electabuzz. I'm sorry, everyone, but I never find these things, and I do have... Oh, and of course it runs away. I even got a great hit on it. Yes, I appreciate it. Pokemon Go has taken over our lives a little bit. We have been playing it pretty much non-stop for like a week now? 2 weeks? 2 weeks, yeah. Pretty much since we got engaged, and then like 2-3 days after that, I started playing it seriously, and then I got carried to it, and then, yeah. But anyways, back to the story. Sorry about the interruption. Where was I? Man sighs and sinks further back into his seat. Forgive me, I am not myself. The world seems to be coming undone, and I am left holding the pieces. He wipes his bald head with a piece of cloth, while balding. Marcus Stonehold at your service, Chamberlain to the most glorious office of the Governor of Idra. He makes a sharp little bow, his words dripping in sarcasm. How may I be of assistance? I've come to offer my assistance. Marcus blinks bewildered. Is that so? He gestures to his papers. With the governor missing and the camps overflowing, things are chaotic to say the least. Any assistance you can offer will surely help me avoiding an early grave. Dorina offers a sympathetic smile. If we can help, we will. Color drains from Marcus's face. But Dorina, are you leaving as well? I need you here in camp. We've already discussed this. I cannot do this without you. I'm not a leader. I'm a glorified scribe. Who will keep their spirits up? And what am I going to do when people start dying from the outbreak? All the blood and shit and you will find your strength, my old friend. The Golden Dead will guide you. Besides, we both know that nothing will be solved by waiting here in camp. We must try to seize the initiative in whatever way we can. Drina puts her hand on his shoulder. Marcus lets out a deep sigh before looking up. You're right, Drina. As always. Clearing my throat. Drina motions towards you. Galleon himself may have provided for us. Marcus looks up at you, seemingly having forgotten you were in the tent. I'm looking for a way into Horan. It started some days ago. I was awoken in the middle of the night by the governor's guards. They told me we were under attack and the packs of crazed brigands were already roaming the streets, spilling blood by the riverful. I never saw such chaos before. The dead lay strewn in the streets, and we had to sneak from corner to corner just to get away with our lives. By some stroke of luck, we came upon Drina and a handful of other guards and managed to make our way to the gates with what survivors we could find. We set up this camp whilst we... Well, frankly, I don't know. All I can do is try to keep us alive till tomorrow. What can I do to help? That's out of a sigh. Where to start? This camp is a disaster. There's no medicine for the sick and wounded, and while madmen and beasts bay for our blood at the gates, the haggard man wipes his brow. People are starving around us, and already the very young and very old have begun to pass, and soon none of us will have the strength to fight should the Reavers come for us. In other words, we need food, and we need it fast. Talk to Frazzo. He's serving as our cook and quartermaster, and he might know where to start. You'll find him just outside this barn. And you mentioned a disease outbreak? Indeed, disease is spreading in camp. Hierophant Drawl has sent up a makeshift infirmary in the main house, but so far he's had no luck in combating the infection. Help him, and you will have helped us all. I'll do my best. Marcus sighs deeply. If there is nothing else, my migraine needs tending to, among other things. The Chamberlain gestures to the piles of paper surrounding him. I have some questions. Any idea who the men attacking Horan were? From what I hear, these men were bands of local fishermen and sailors. And why would they do something like this? Horan was their home, and for all those shortcomings, there were few imperial officials as lenient as the governor. Where's the governor now? I didn't see him as we made our strategic retreat. I can only assume he died in the chaos. And the cruelest joke of all, that leaves me, the ranking imperial officer, on the land. I have some questions. Is there no way to get into Horan? I'd say no. Iben the Ranger is keeping the city under watch, and he reports that the Reavers have sealed its gates. We found no other way of entering. Though what you expect to find in there, save a gruesome death, is beyond me. But what do you intend to do then? Sit here and wait for death? Certainly not. But with the state this camp is in, it's all we can do to keep death from our throats. If we are ever to hold out until reinforcements arrive, much less retake the town, then we must do what we can to gather our strengths. And for now, that means food and medicine. Regarding that. Okay. I guess that's it. Nothing more for it. Oh, I can recruit another sellsword here. It's not great. I need to take a peek past their encampment because that door... Oh, what the... Oh. Approach a man sweating profusely and caked in dirt. He's hunched over and panting, seemingly winded from the hard work of digging graves. Who goes there? The man jolts to hefting his shovel as a weapon. I'm not looking for trouble. Why so jumpy? Why so jumpy? Well, since you ask, I drew the short straw and it's fallen upon my wretched shoulders to bury the dead. He shoots Darina a sulking glance. And if you don't get back to it, I'll be food for the fellhounds before they know it. The dead? Darina looks at the man with a sad smile. The dead must be put on the ground lest disease run rampant. But take comfort, tending to the dead is holy work. You have earned the grace of the golden tomb. The man looks down in shame. It's just that it doesn't feel it, that's all. You mentioned hounds. Haven't you seen them? Bloody monsters roam the hills in packs. I ain't never seen hounds like these before. Hulking and diseased looking. Come at night they do. Dig up the graves I dig and eat the dead right out from the very graves. Darina whispers a few words under her breath. The dead? Oh, you mentioned towns. Okay, continue. In the distance, a howl sounds and the man strains up like some prey animal sensing a predator. He briefly squints into the perpetual twilight that covered the island before grabbing a shovel and redoubling his efforts towards finishing his work. Run back to camp. I'll finish the job. The man looks at you with slight confusion, then pushes his shovel into your hands. He thanks you profusely and runs back to camp. Darina nods in approval. That was a good deed. Get to work. Her 2 corpses wrapped in linen before you. Their graves have been dug, but there still needs to be filled in. Examine the corpses. Corpses are a man and a woman. Perhaps they were once man and wife. They look well fed, and there's no apparent cause of death. Darina looks stoically at the pair. They are with the Emperors now, though I wonder what killed them. Got it. Glory upon our ancestors, 15. You look at the corpses over and you notice that their abdomens seem distended beyond that of simple corpse gas. You apprehensively poke the swelling into your horror. The mass begins to squirm and shift. Do I want to know? Yeah. With trembling hands, you cut into the pallid fuss and expose the entrails of the corpse. Dorena leans over your shoulder. Those entrails don't look. Her words cut short as the entrails whip out of the wound like a massive squirming eyeless worm. Panicked, you frantically scurry away from the tiny snapping orifices when Roland charges past you with a shovel raised. The shovel makes short work of the tiny terrors until both corpses and monster is reduced to a pulpy mass. Ashen-faced with horror, you push the broken corpses into their graves and quickly begin to pile dirt onto them. As you work, Dorena begins to chant. Finish the work. Wipe the grime from your face as you finish the grim task. Sadly, you suspect these are far from the last graves that will be made from the poor refugees of Horn before it's over. The darkness of the night is pressing in around you, and as you prepare to leave, you notice movement just past the edge of darkness. Before you manage to call out, slavering horrors charge you. I'm fine with that. Let them find out what happens when you cross paths with me. Okay. We are going to do a very particular little strategy here. Are you really? Yeah, they're not gonna like that. There we go. There we go. Backstab for the win. Imperial Litany. This place is a lot bigger than I gave credit for. What? Oh, snakes. Okay, well, we're going to go and do a standard split position. Force them into a narrow confined position to I'm going to put right there. You're going to second wind and defend. You're going to come right there. Then you're, let's see, can I? Interesting. I think he moved 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, that would be the limit of his movement. So I think I can back up 1 for safety. Then 1, 2. I think I can pull that back just enough for safety. I'm going to put him right there. And I'm going to pull her back just a little bit to maintain a strong defensive line. There we go. What? God, that's bull. But it's fine. That's going to be the last move it makes. There we go. Okay. I'm going to begin in an enveloping position. Going to have him patch himself up just a little bit. Going to have her maintain go. Booyah. Not the good time to be missing. Got it. That should give us plenty. There's not much I can do about this situation. Okay, now it begins a forward assault. I'm going to have to hold action time to turn. It's going to provide defense there. There we go. Oh, I should have had... Okay, that's fine. There we go. Tactics. Venom glands and scales. Don't mind if I do. Man, it's a good thing that you're able to make food then, because apparently the main thing is I have to figure out how to provide for an entire village. Oh wait, I gotta check over here to make sure there's nobody good. Okay. Doesn't look like there's a way in, but this doesn't look like a very strong defensive position. I'd really try to barricade this position at least so that way they couldn't get inside easily. You don't know what they could do. I mean, those hinges might not be reinforced. Someone with a hammer might just be able to knock them right off. I would not want to rely on that being the strategy controlling everything. Who is this guy? Man with leather-like skin covered in sailor tattoo approaches you. Greeting, my lord. Name's Donovan. Dono, for short. And I'm here looking for someone a lot like you. For what? Well, begging your pardon, but you look less covered in shit than the rest of this lot, and able to carry a blade, my lord. I serve on the vassal Weathermaid, and I'm here on orders of my first mate, Zara. I'll see what I can do. Better you talk to her yourself. We're holed up in a large sea cavern west of here, while the Maiden is under repairs. Zara will be waiting for you there. Here, I'll show you on your map. Dono indicates position 66 by 91 on your map of the Outer Isles. I must ask you not to delay. Dono offers a clumsy bow before making his way out of camp, heading northwest. See, the writing in this is just very good. Okay, words, I speak English. You approach a haggard-looking man wearing a threadbare cooking apron. I don't know what he heard, but there's no food here for you. Or anyone, he growls. Complain to the Chamberlain if you want, just leave me alone. Chamberlain said you needed help. The cook's eyes meet yours for the first time. Honestly, the situation is beyond dire. People are starving by the day and we have no supplies. The old and the sick, the young, they all be dying off at this rate. Got any ideas? Well, none of us have the strength or courage left to venture outside of the camp to hunt and forage. Cook looks at you up and down. But you look capable enough. You could go beyond the walls. Look for something more substantial. These people couldn't live on vegetable broth alone. They need meat and fat, especially if there's fighting to be had. Any idea where I should look? I do indeed. Franco leans in. Old Jacob owns this farm. It might not seem like much to a mainlander, but here on Idra, this farm here is large enough. You see, Jacob and his family had a large flock of goats when the calamity started. Right over there, in the closure behind us. Go on. Now, Old man told the Chamberlain that the beast bolted when the calamity started, that it drove them all insane, and that they scattered into the hills. Well, that may be rightly so, but I have my suspicions. You're saying he hid the animals away? Look, I can't say I blame the man. Those refugees have made a mess of his farm, and if we find hands on these animals, we'll surely fall upon them like locusts. It would ruin him, and truly it would be a shame if the man lost his livelihood. But better that than to have to see children starve. Now, you best get going. I see people having started eyeing the rats. I'll see what I can do. I can't just give the guy, like, food or something? Poor gravedigger looks at you with a grateful smile. He seems to have made no attempt at removing some of the grime that covers him. No doubt he realizes he'll be back to work before long. Well, that's just bleak. Balding man with hard, wrinkled face, the texture of old leather, stands leaning against the wall of the farmhouse. He's thoughtfully chewing his straw as he dejectedly surveys the muddy chaos that was once his well-kept farm. The man mutters something under his breath and spits a group of refugees past. As he notices you lingering, he fixes you with a bitter frown. What do you want? More leeches come to bleed me? Is this your farm? He scoffs. If you can still call it that, it's ruined. All my crops are trampled, my goats are gone. We're going to starve next year thanks to this catastrophe. I'm sorry to hear that. He scoffs and turns his back to you. I have some questions. The man's eyes narrow. You can see his jaws muscles. How do you feel about the camp? Bloody wretches. They could have gone anywhere, but my farm was closest, and now they've picked me clean and trampled my fields. We're ruined. I mean, considering if he was by himself, the Reavers would have gotten his farm, so I don't really know how much better off he would be. About your animals. What of them? What happened to them? Dead, they must be. Ran off into the forest when the sky fell, and nothing survives in that emperor-forsaken place for long. Let's just try the diplomacy. Ooh, pumpkin pie. Baked onions. Don't mind if I do. Give me all the good. Huh. The wife was a weaver, or loom user. I'm not really sure which one you call. Oh, okay, so that's how they cook. I do feel for the guy. He was, like, a pretty successful farmer before, you know, all this stuff happened. Woman looks tired and sad as she wanders around the farmhouse aimlessly. My poor boy, she mutters under her breath. What's wrong with your boy? Poor Aiden's stuck outside in the rain and fog. Jacob won't let him come home. Not as long as... Looks at you apprehensively for a bit. Not as long as these people are on our land. Aiden has to keep the goats safe up in the hidden glen. I could go check on him. She wipes a tear of relief. Thank you so much. Go to the old goat enclosure east of our house and find the hole in the fence. To the north. If you look carefully, you'll find some tracks. Follow them and they should take you right to the glen. And please don't tell Jacob I've talked to you. He only cares for the animals. He has a horrible temper. I'll see what I can do. Poor lady. Oh, the stench of disease and moans of the dying lay thick in the air of the makeshift infirmary. An aging cleric shuffles back and forth as he tries his best to tend to the patients. He exchanges a glance with Drinna. The gray-bearded cleric is thoughtfully wiping blood off his hands as you approach him. Oh, forgive me, I didn't see you there. Are you sick? Fever? Stomach plagues? Bloody stool? I don't think so. Should I be worried? The man examines your eyes and looks in your mouth. No, you do in fact seem fine. Sadly, many are not so lucky. Is it as bad as we suspect? Drina asks. Drawl leans in, his voice drops to a whisper. I fear it's worse. Some sort of infection is spreading, and so far I've been unable to cure it with neither a spell nor concoction. I'm in fact at my wit's end. A note of desperation creeps into the old man's voice. Anything I can do to help? If I can't find a cure, this outbreak may be the death of us all. Though, I wouldn't know where to start, that is. The old man furrowed his brow. What? A woman, Hannah, came to me with her boy, struck down by the outbreak. She appeared to be a simple girl, and when she pleaded with me to look for a folk remedy, I chided her for it, called her foolish. Surely imperial medicine would prevail. Perhaps I was the fool. I wish now I had listened to her. She left camp, but I think she can be found in the little cottage south of here. I beg you, seek her out on my behalf and hear what she has to say. I have some questions first. Okay, what about this outbreak? Okay, so... anything to trade. I do have a small surplus of supplies, yes, and also gravely wounded or suffering for disease. I can assist you. Tomb barkskin. Wow, these are... well, I feel like if I help this guy, I will be in significantly better straits. Potion to cure disease. Legionnaire's Rest. Wish I could potion of regeneration. Potion regeneration. Cure poison. Didn't I have potion of cure disease? Disease. Where was there another one that gave me cure poison? Potion of cure disease. Assist. There we go. Okay, at least now I have a way to get cure poison. Okay, let's see, bless. I think I have the 3 for bless. I do not. Okay. It's worth a shot. I'd be very suspicious of this well. Okay, first things first, let's go hit on this woman to the south. She can help us with this toxin, whatever stuff that's going on. that's a good one. Tired young woman is rocking back and forth, cradling a sick-looking child in her arms. Child whimpers in pain as the mother tries desperately to soothe them. Are you Hannah? The woman peers at you, her eyes wide and desperate. What's it to you? That old arse sent you? Well, it don't matter now. My Alan's sick. He needs medicine. Medicine? Yes. Oh, if only I could just visit Mother Katak. The woman says she might be able to help my Alan, but Dead Emperors knows if the old woman's even alive. Who's Mother Katak? An old woman who has provided us with remedies for as long as I can remember. She lives in the forest deep in the island's interior, where they say it's not safe to stray from the camp, and I couldn't leave my boy in any case. But you could go. If you could tell her Hannah sent you, she'll know just what I need to cure Alan's. Drina, can you help this child? Drina touches the child's hand and forehead and examines the child's mouth. This infection is beyond me, she says in a low voice. Drow was right. If this Mother Katak does indeed have a cure, we'll do well in paying her a visit. We'll see what we can do. The mother clasps your hand. The Golden Dead bless you. I suppose the clerics will be wanting medicine for the camp, but I beg of you, bring a dose and me Alan first. Please, I don't think he has long left. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to give it to her. That way, if it does something bad, it's not going to hit everybody all at once. Which is a really terrible and callous way of looking at it, but it's the smartest way to go about it. Too many unknown variables. Bingo. This will lead me to the goats. Okay. Just gotta go clear off the rest of this map and then we're in working order. Okay. Now I'm gonna scan the beach. Oh. Okay, well there we go. It was a good thing I did this then. One, two, three, four. Tight formation. Actually, hindsight being 2020. Let's go. Weird, he looks too far away to be. Okay, well. Hold action. There we go. Perfect. It's okay. There we go. Okay. Can I get... No. This is the best call. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, big boy. There we go. Gonna regret picking a fight with me. Okay. Now, everyone's in decent shape. I've determined everything that I can do. Oh wait, that reminds me, I need to make sure. Do I have another lantern? I don't believe I do. There we go. Let's give her a lantern. There we go. Everyone now has a lantern. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Wait, did I do it wrong? I thought that was the track I was supposed to take and it would take me straight to the glade, but did I? My poor boy. Okay, maybe not what I need. Not buried secrets. We're so stupid that I failed that. Okay, Jacob's goats. Oh, I thought I learned the way to a hidden glen near the refugee camp, but the best way to get there is to find and follow the goat tracks behind the old goat enclosure on Jacob's farm. Yeah, so I'm not crazy. That was the old goat enclosure. And this is the goat. Did I get that? Is that the... Yeah, these are fields. This isn't a goat enclosure. This is a goat enclosure. Yeah. Ah, here we go. Got it. Have churned a path through the mud heading. Examine the tracks more closely. A score of 4 higher is required to fail. Real well. So both of us only have 3. There's really no way to... North. Trekking a few hours into the mountains highlands of Idra's northwestern regions, you find yourself standing at the mouth of a narrow valley nestled between tall mountains. The tracks do not lie, there are goats nearby. A hidden glen nestled between 2 mountains. Had you not known to look for it, you would have easily missed it. Shield your face from cold wind and icy drizzle as you survey the area. In the secluded valley that lies ahead of you, spotted an unmistakable shaggy white form of a flock of goats. You're just about to make your way towards them when a strange, undulating howl echoes through the small valley. There's more than goats in this area. Wolves? I mean, he probably has sheepdog with him. No shepherd is without his, There might be an alternative food supply besides just, searching. Huddled inside the hollowed mountain crevice is a young man surrounded by half a dozen goats. He is shivering violently beneath a worn blanket, his gaunt face pale in the dim light. The goats look no healthier. Who goes there? Keep away, I've got nothing for you. You're Jacob's boy, I presume? The shepherd eyes you suspiciously. I might be. Did he? Before he can finish, an human shriek once again cuts through the mountain. The boy freezes in terror. What was that? He clings to his blanket with trembling fingers. I don't know. Nothing a Niger should be able to make a sound like that. Whatever it is, it ain't human. I've never seen him. Every night the mist rolls in and then shapes appear just outside the circle of fire. And then I can feel them. The boy starts to sob. I know they're there, but no matter how terrified I am, I can't stay awake. I always fall asleep and I wake up next morning. The boy drops his head with trembling hands. I never see him do it, but every morning there are fresh marks on the goats. On me. They're feeding on us. I know they are. The goats suddenly get to their feet, bleating nervously. Their gazes are fixed on something beyond the gray sea mist that constantly blinks Idra. The boy shivers from cold and exhaustion. What now? Why haven't you just left? My Dar would kill me. He sent me up here to keep the goats safe, and I'm not leaving until he permits it. The lad's eyes watered up. The boy shivers from cold and exhaustion. What now? About the animals. The pale-faced youth looks at you with desperation. What about him? I have some other questions. I need to go. They're getting weak. Something needs to get done about this, otherwise this kid ain't going to make it much longer. I don't know how to pick a fight with these things, though. I don't know if the goats are going to survive up here. I don't know if this kid's going to survive up here either. Foul creatures swarm from holes in the ground. Parlay? Oh, I can't okay, attack. Oh, what on earth are those things? Oh, and they have acid spit. Lovely. I don't have time to wait, so I need to move and move fast. not the time to be missing. She's confused? I don't got a choice. I gotta make a call here. Oh, are you kidding me? Dude, this is not the time to be confused. Come on. Dagger. Got it. One down. Come on. Okay, that's good. Come on, big guy. I need you to wake the fuck up. Big guy, there's a time and a place, and this is not the time nor the place. Oh, good. Okay. There we go. Got it. There we go. Are you shitting? No, maneuver my men to provide support to each other. That's the more... Got him. That should keep them not too happy. Got it. There we go. That became a very bloody fight, but bloody fight I handled nonetheless. So. Huge sea cave created by eons of the sea relentlessly attack on the rock. Gapes in the cliffs ahead. If you take great care, a narrow trail allows you to enter it. Enter. Is this the... Oh yeah, this is, I think, where that crew was. You look like a landlubber. What have we got here, then? Tall, muscular woman, beautiful but for her scars across her cheeks, stands looking over papers whilst apparently counting under her breath. Her flamboyant outfit marks her not only as a southerner, but likely also an officer. Ah, I see. Sellswords have come to answer the maiden's plea. She grins, revealing a golden tooth. Her smile, however, does not quite meet your eyes. We met your man Dono in the refugee camp. I am Zara, first mate of the illustrious Weather Maiden. She gestures grandly to the anchored ship. As she proceeds, a shadow falls over her face. We were on our way to the mainland when we encountered something ancient. We've lost a good man and ship was gravely damaged. However, by the grace of the blind and our captain's good fortune, we outran the beast and made it to the shallows. It did not pursue us there, and we suspect it will not stray too far from deep waters. Thankfully, we were close to the sea cave, and we've been holed up here since. The Behemoth. It sunk our ship as well as we attempted to land. Behemoth indeed. What a strange fate that we should both be survivors of something so deadly. In our case, we made our good on escape as can be had against such a horror. The maiden is fast, but more so, our captain, Iga Za Droma, is the finest captain to sail these waters. Be their sails black or white, and where is your captain now? That is where I was hoping you can be of assistance. While we await repairs, our cargo is rotting in our holds. The captain decided to venture into Horan to seek out the Rat Queen and her black market in a bid to afloat what he could. I advised him against it as the Queen is cruel and fickle. Black market. As you may have surmised, our operation is less than sanctioned by the Empire. We must ply our trade in the shadows and our deals best we can, I suppose. In any case, you no doubt know as well as I what has befallen the island. Horan is overrun by madmen, and I fear that the captain was still inside its walls when the city fell. In any case, we have not seen him for days, and I fear the worst. A slight hint of desperation creeps into her voice. And now you want me to look for him. Indeed, if you can make it inside the walls, you would be doing a favor to our finest captain in the Outer Isles. If you could venture to rescue him, surely that must be worth something. I'll keep an eye out for him. Zara looks relieved. That's all I ask. I would begin the search at the Rat Queen's court. I've never seen it myself, but I hear it lies deep in the sewers under the city. Just be careful, and trust no one, least of all the Rat Queen. Zara spits in contempt. I have some questions first. Yes. Tell me more about your captain. He's the finest sea captain from here to the sea gates. If you've not heard of him, it's because he prefers it so. Such is the nature of our vocation. Vocation? Aye, as I said, our cargo is often less than legal. There is trouble brewing in the Fey Marks, and plenty of people looking to acquire goods outside the Imperial trade network. We carry it, and people like the Rat Queen sell it. I see. I have more questions. How long until you can make sea again? The maiden took quite a beating, and well, be here for quite some time yet. In any case, we're not leaving until we learn Igo's fate. That being said, monster, or no monster, we're not saying a moment more than we need on this accursed island. There is something wrong. Something wrong here. I feel it in my bones. Do you think you can outrun the creature again? There is one captain and one ship that could. It's Iago, and at the helm of the maiden. We may need to be cautious and stay close to the shore, but I'm willing to roll those dice. The blind has her hand over us. I have some more questions. So you're telling me yeah, I don't think that this is just a random sea cave. There's too much infrastructure built here. Too much lumber. Right then, fresh swabs of monkey I see. Ha, just pull your leg. I'm Monto, quartermaster of this here fine ship. You looking for something? We might have a few odds and ends to sell off now that we're stuck here. Perhaps I was wondering. Yes, out with it. You seem to have a lot of food supplies. Aye, we were headed for the mainland, fully laden, when we became stranded here. I have crates and crates of food, but I risk having it rot on me if we don't get it out of here soon. Gestures to a large pile of crates nearby. There's a famine crisis brewing in the refugee camp. The quartermaster strokes his chin thoughtfully. Look, I'd be happy to help if I could, but this here cargo is not mine to give. We carry it, we don't own it. At the very least, you'd have to pay me for it. I'd say 500 gold pieces would get you enough to feed your people for weeks. That's a lot of money. That might be so, but it really is the best I can do for you. Fine, I'll pay. So you have 500 gold? I have 554. I'm going broke for these people. Yes, here you go. Wonderful. Tell you what, since I feel bad for you taking your gold, I'll have some of the boyos help you lug the supplies back to camp. In fact, you go ahead and return to the refugees with good news. By the time you get there, the food will likely be right behind you. The quartermaster begins organizing a work party. You should return to Fratza with the good news. That's good. At least I got some of it. Oh, I wish I could buy this stuff, but... Well, at least I have 90 gold back, so I'm not so broke anymore. Nice if I could rob the pirates at least a little bit, but... What on earth? Ooh, don't mind if I do. That's a good thing to grab. Okay. That will make things a little bit easier. Sell swords. Heal wouldn't be out of place. It would be a good addition to our group. And then I could go and... No, first things first. I should leave here, get that kid to safety, tell him to bring the goats in. Because if I don't get those goats and kid to safety, it's going to be bad for them. I just hope they're still alive. Good. Okay. We need to talk. Why haven't you left? Crud, I need to make a rush back to town then. It's nothing for it. Can I parlay? No. That's a lot of rats. Actually, I'm gonna put her right there, and that goes there. Actually, full wall. Smarter, not harder. There we go. Not the time and place to be missing. Oh, come on, guys. This is not the time to be whiffing like this. Come on, start breaking wills. That will solve some of my problem. Hopefully the kid will be alive. It's not good, but hey, it's a start. Good to see you. Likewise, the cook eyes widen hope. So what news? Did you find anything put in the folks' bellies? I found some supplies. By the maiden tells me it is so. Don't wave food in front of the starving. Where did you find it? I purchased supplies from smugglers. Frazzo slaps his meaty palms together. I knew you could do it. Souls, you've saved a lot of people's lives today, not to mention what people would have done to Jacob if it turned out he had been hiding livestock from him. In any case, we have food now to last us a while, and it will be thanks to you. Some question. Ask about Embla. Name rings a bell. Yes, I remember the girl. She arrived at my inn a few weeks ago, booked a room for about 2 weeks, and paid up front. She was polite, kept to herself mostly. And far as I could tell, she was making trips towards the northern coastline. She never gave up any hints as to why, though. The room was still in her name when the doom came, but I remember thinking I hadn't seen her for days beforehand. I was wagering she had either already dead or safely on one of her excursions the night everything ended. If you're looking for her and have a death wish, she was staying in the Sunset Suite on the 2nd floor, my inn, the Haven. It was just off the main square. Thank you. Well, what's eating you? The cook chuckles darkly. What's your story? My story is similar to the most of the folk around here. Sudden ruin. I had an inn in a respectable place. Right on the main square it was. So, even if I survived this place, seems like I have nothing to go back to. I'm sorry to hear that. Goodbye. Well, that's one prop. Oh, what? Oh, interesting. Okay. I think this is a time to start leveling up my people a little bit. Okay. Ooh, that would be a good one. And I do have the increase for the bow, which is nice. And also isn't a bad one to get. Put 1 point in there, put the other 2 points in here so I get the increased movement. Oh, I one shy. Yeah, getting that increased backstab damage would be good, and increasing the athletics is also good. But I think this is more important. Where do I go? Actually, blade accuracy is probably more important. Just so she starts actually hitting her strikes. It doesn't matter if I have all the moves in the world. If I can't hit the broadside of a barn, I can't hit anything. Let's see. Let's talk a bit. Regarding work. Okay, well, I've gotten the food situation partially solved. I gotta get this man up and running. Let's see here. Smashing charger is tempting. Of course, I could just actually heavy weapons accuracy. Gonna make him into the most fearsome man I can. Make him a very powerful killer. Oh. Poor kid, he needs to get out of there. But I don't know how to convince him to run. Not gonna go stealing from people that need just about everything. Okay, Walls of Horn. In the end of the rugged peninsula lies a small, walled fishing village of Horn. Once home to hundreds, the town now lies seemingly deserted. Whatever fate has befallen this place, you must be on your guard if you choose to enter it. Oh, that's not good. The gates of Horn loom before you. The massive portcullis is down, however, and there's no way to open it from this side. On the other side, you see the dead, piled atop one another, up against the portcullis. They must have died trying to escape the town, caught between the gates and whatever assailants were on the town with them. Darina's face is ashen. I knew these people. I delivered their children, cared for their dead. To see them like this, I will have vengeance. She sets her jaw. There is another way. The Fisherman's Gate. We'll follow the walls east and then south. Let's go. It's wild how good of a job they really make you feel like. The story is so well written and so consistent. It's really the consistency of the narrative. It just makes you feel for these people. Like, it's just like they had no warning. One day everything was chill. They were just going about their day. The next, there's people literally just savaging them and just like tearing them apart. And they think like they're friends and family. There's no warning. There's nothing that could have like given them a heads up. And it's just like, oof. 8. Got some gold at least. Oh wait, don't want to go out. It's probably that door right there. Small farmhouse seems desolate. and abandoned. The only sign of life is a pack of grotesquely swollen hogs feeding greedily on something deep in the mud. And when you catch a glimpse through a brief break in their frenzy, you realize it's the corpses of what must have been their former infernal swine. Dorena spits behind you. These hogs look like more than a handful. Best be careful lest we all end up with a tusk in the gut, Roland grumbles. Are you... Okay, fine. I'm gonna do the Corgin. Actually, we're gonna go do it this way. Okay, those things can close the gap on us if we're not. Okay. Wish I could hide in combat, but I can't. Not nearly as much damage as I was hoping. Better off I put him there than leave him in defense. As for her, saddle them up together. This boar is going to come in there. He has 3 moves, so 1, 2. There we go. Jeez. Got him there. Hit that. Just gonna have her pop that defense, and you're gonna take this thing out. Wow. I hit that thing that hard. Oh, this is a way bigger doorway than I gave it credit for. Okay. I need to rotate my position. Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's going to become a very difficult spot if I'm not careful here. Only 2 pierce damage. I don't think I want to push up. Actually, I think I want to pull back 1 space and set up for next push. Piercing damage. Hit. It's gonna put it right there. Keep my people ready. Could go for the charge, but I'm gonna instead have him hold action to the end of the turn. There we go. It now begins. She has to touch him. Okay, that's fine. You're just gonna sit there in the defense, my friend. There we go. put you right there for the interim. Good. Expose your flank to me. Shift those two and let her take the shot. Move into a defensive position to support her. Hold. That boar should come running right back in. If not, I got an answer for it, whichever way it goes. So 1, 2, 3. So I can put it right there for the time being. Get too close. 1, 2. Got it with the backstab. Okay, come on. There we go. Gave her support. He's not going to be able to get close enough. There we go. Perfect. Little bit of a rocky start, but recovered well enough. These people are dead. I'm not too worried about it, so. After caps. She's leveled. That's a win as far as my book goes. Defend ally isn't a terrible idea, but honestly, stunning blow might be a better call. But honestly, I'm using her more as like an aggressive support. Spell or radius increase. That also is a pretty big one. Diplomacy. Diplomacy isn't a bad one to get. These would also be good to grab, but at the moment, just focus on what I can do. Become good at what you need, and she is my shield support. So. Okay, this is where Sorrow Eater. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna take a rest stop here just to make sure all my people are in good condition. +2 on lore. Crafting, entertain, +4. That's actually not bad. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. Okay, souls. He's going to gonna have him forage. I'm gonna have these two. Actually, I'm gonna have him trained. Oh, he's not particularly great at it. Okay, forge. Actually, no. Fletch and Fletch. Have everyone else Fletch. Okay. Or I could actually pull back a little bit of the food. At 28, I should have more than enough to heal everything up. Disappointing, but okay. What? Their health didn't even go up. Do you have to put in even... I'm confused. Okay. Going into town at night, which might be a terrible maneuver here, but actually, I should save it here. I've been at it for an hour and 30 minutes. This is a long video, and I want to keep playing it, but I also know this is a very long video for YouTube. So, I think I'm going to leave it here, and we will continue on tomorrow to keep our progress through the town. Actually going to put a new one. Into town. Okay, everyone. Thank you again for coming and watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.